Masterpiece Puppet presents Johannes Vermeer. Vermeer's paintings focused on everyday life scenes from his neighborhoods in the city of Delft. His subject matter depicts ordinary people and the narratives of everyday life in the 17th century. Vermeer was popular for his realistic paintings, and thus he can be described as a painter of the people, for the people. Although Vermeer held nothing original in his artistic interpretation and subject matter, he was extremely skilled in creating superb pieces of art. He didn't create many self-portraits. Instead, he focused on objects that would take the viewer into the image as he saw it. Vermeer does not create a specific storyline in works like his contemporaries did, but instead he focuses on the moment, and the rest of the story is created by the viewer. Vermeer was a master in aspects of space and dimension and his ability to effectively use the color palette. He also used the art of chiaroscuro to create the astounding effects of light and shadow. One way that Vermeer could do this is by using a technology called the camera obscura. Now, the camera obscura refers to the word dark room. Now, although we tend to think that technology has spoiled a lot of artistry and manual skills that once ruled the art world, this topic was alive very much in the Renaissance and throughout history of art. You know, what we may not know is that all throughout the history of art we have used technology and mechanical advancements to achieve better results when painting. Think of a ruler and how it helps us make a straight line. That is a mechanical way of making us a better artist, but a better way of drawing. Just because he used mechanical means to help him achieve better artwork does not take away from his genius as an artist. In Vermeer's case, it seems that in order to achieve at a higher level of detail, down to a half a millimeter, he used a series of mirrors with the camera obscura. Pointed and adjusted in just the right combination, these mirrors allowed you to perfectly recreate his subject matter.
Stan the Man, what are you doing?
Excuse me? What?
Where's Minnie?
You don't know, he's your puppet.
Why are you doing the video and not Minnie? Where's Minnie at?
Minnie might, be under quarantine or...
Oh, we gotta find Minnie. Dude, you're not supposed to be doing the videos. That's Minnie's job. Where's Minnie?
Johannes Vermeer is now considered one of the greatest artists of the Dutch Golden Age of painting. But in his lifetime, he never reached the lofty status of his brilliant contemporaries. The Girl with a Pearl Earring has traveled extensively around the world for over a century as it became more and more famous, just like its creator. But it's too fragile to continue traveling and will now remain permanently at its home in the newly refurbished Moritz House in The Hague. Johannes Vermeer's legacy reflects that of his most beloved painting, lost in the wilderness for centuries, but now renowned the world over. His paintings have gone from obscure curiosities to some of the most popular works of art in the world.
Vermeer himself dropped off the radar for 200 years, and then you see him in the 19th century coming back.
Discoveries are still being made about the life of the elusive Vermeer. The Girl with a Pearl Earring has risen so far, it's now referred to by some as the Mona Lisa of the North.
Driven to a state of anxiety and depression due to an all too meager appreciation of my work, I decided one fateful day to revenge myself on the art critics and experts by doing something the likes of which the world has never seen before. First, he purchased authentic 17th century canvases and brushes made of badger hair. He then mixed his paints using old 17th century formulas.
Meegeren used a paint based on Bakelite. It's a compound made with carbolic acid and formaldehyde.
Impervious to what art experts of the time relied on for spotting forgeries. Completing this process took Van Meegeren months, at times even years, but his efforts would pay off. As art expert Jonathan Lopez says, Van Meegeren had hit the technological jackpot. I picked one of the 5 greatest artists who ever lived. I was looking for the grandest succès d'estime that a forger could possibly achieve, and Vermeer seemed like a suitably big name for the job. Hitler and his henchman Hermann Goering were both duped by Van Meegeren.
In fact, Christ and the Adulteress, the painting sold to Goering, fetched a record price of 2 million guilders.
Vermeer made so much money during the war. He had money all over the place, in piles, literally piles of cash, that he didn't know what to do with.
But the good times were short-lived. After the war, the Allies discovered Goering's vast art collection, including an unknown Vermeer. Its acquisition soon traced back to von Meegeren, who in turn was accused of collaborating with the Germans.
As a result, Van Meegeren was arrested as a collaborator and escorted in chains through the streets of the Netherlands. Branded as a traitor, with a sentence of death hanging over his head, Van Meegeren, the collaborator, sought to save his life by proclaiming himself a forger, an honorable deceiver whose sole ambition in selling forgeries to the like of Goering was to humiliate the Nazis. The painting in Goering's hand is not, as you assume, a Vermeer of Delft, but a Van Meegeren. I painted the picture.
This is USA News. We are here at the trial of Van Meegeren. Here comes the paintings going to be unloaded right now. Van Meegeren is due to appear at court at any moment. Here we are in the Dutch embassy, being ready to be tried. Here are some of the forgeries claimed that he has painted them rather than Vermeer. These were in the museum being brought to trial. Here we are in the proceedings, waiting for Van Meegeren to show up. He should be here any minute. Aha, here he is. Van Meegeren, do you have anything to say about your court case? Aha, here is some evidence that he had from his house that was in the painting that he painted of the Last Supper. And here also is some same ornaments in another painting as well. And these were items from his household, exhibit A and B. Here we can see another painting that is supposed to be Vermeer, the one that was supposedly sold to the Nazi. And now we should head to the court case and see what the lead defense attorney has to say. Here we have him going into the trial. Day 1. Excuse me, lead defense attorney Minnie, what will be the key to your defense?
No comment at this time. Mr. Van Meegeren, why don't you have a seat, sir? Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, okay. My client pleads not guilty. He also pleads he's not a traitor, but a hero.
Quiet, quiet. Order, order.
Today, I would like to show that my client was not a bad guy, but actually just bad at modern art. He wanted to show those people who said he was bad at art that he wasn't, and that he was even able to paint like a master. We all know this to be a real Vermeer. Look at it closely. Does it look anything like this one? I mean, look at it. I mean, hello, it's nothing like it. I mean, look at this one. It looks nothing like the girl with the pearl earring.
Oh, I knew I should have paid more for a lawyer. Oh. Your honors, art historians have proven these to be Vermeers.
Yes, that's true, but the art historians wanted them to be Vermeers because we only have 35 that we know of, and they were desperate to find more. They desired it more than anything. Look at this writing here in this clip that we see art historian Abraham Bredis, and I quote, says that we have here, I am inclined to say, the masterpiece of Johannes Vermeer of death, and moreover, one of his largest works ever. Van Meegeren didn't have to convince them that this was a Vermeer. They had already convinced themselves. All he had to do was convince them that these were the right materials from the right time. And that's where he came up with making his own paint and finding old canvases to paint over. So these were not originals. These were forgeries, painted on old canvases using old paint. And we also used a chemical to harden the paint faster, and so that it looked like an old painting. Yeah, so that's how he did it. And that's why he is not a traitor, but more of a hero for his country who fooled the Nazis with his forgeries. Yes, that's right. And that's all I gotta say. Mic drop. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Case closed. You man. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Peace out. Your Honors, the only way we can prove that Van Meegeren was not a traitor but actually just a forger is to have the man recreate a fake right here and now. Okay, Van Meegeren, are you ready to paint? Let's go for it. With the completion of this artwork, we have proven that Van Meegeren did not sell a Vermeer to the Nazis, but actually a fake. He fooled them and saved many famous artworks. Your Honors, we have now proven successfully that he is the original artist of these works of art and not Vermeer. He is a forger, yes, but he is not a traitor to his country, and he should be treated as a hero, not a villain. Thank you.
It is the decision of this court to sentence Van Meegeren to 1 year in prison for forgery.
By the time the final gavel came down on the trial, Van Meegeren had been transformed from a traitor into a national hero. Ironically, he died before serving his sentence, sealing the success of his final cause.